Well, hello, Rockhounds, Lapidary lovers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to have sort of a mail call video. Going to do some unboxing of some rocks. I got some rocks sent to me by a friend of mine, and there's some rocks I bought too. And there's a bit of a backstory behind some of these rocks, so I'll tell you that as we go along. So let's get right into it and start unboxing some rocks here. We'll start with this big box. This was sent to me by my buddy Jim out in Phoenix, Arizona. Great patron of this channel. I've mentioned it before. He's like my mentor in all things lapidary. I've learned a lot from him. And he sent me a bunch of stuff, not all rock related. Some of this stuff is going to show up possibly on one of my other channels. Retro computing stuff, electronic scrapping stuff. Jim and I have a lot of the same hobbies. We're on the same wavelength about a lot of things. So he sends me good stuff. So, and I'm sorry I'm not down there in Arizona right now with you, Jim. I wanted to go to the Gem and Mineral show, but, I got sick, and my health just wouldn't allow me to travel. Finally feeling a little better. Let's have a look at what Jim sent me here. What we got here is some scrap. Was it Brazilian agate, Jim? I think it's Brazilian agate, you said. Scrap that's used for tumbling media. And he's given me some of this before, and it's really great tumbling media to help top off your tumblers and get in between the bigger rocks in the tumbler and help make sure everything gets shined up good. The flat areas, the concavities in your rocks that you're trying to polish, these little bits of agate really help with that process. And I think there's another one here by the feel of it. Yeah. So he sent me 2 bags of this scrap Brazilian agate, and it's really, really handy. Thank you very much for that, Jim. This will go to good use. I have been making my own tumbling media lately, though. I've got a whole bunch of petrified wood that was really badly fissured, and in the process of carving into it to get the good parts out, a lot of the fissured pieces would break off, and I would help them break up a little further with a hammer or just by dropping them on the ground, and I would collect all that stuff, and that makes great tumbling media too, because it's essentially it's agatized. It's agatized petrified wood. It works great for tumbling media. So Jim sent me a couple more bags of this, ready to go. Great, thank you. But he sent me something else special here, and I'll give you a close-up look at this because this is some special stuff right here. We'll get it out of the bag and we'll take a close look at it. But first, I'll tell you what it is. This is Australian chrysoprase. It's a gemstone, and it's very, very pretty stuff. Let me get it out of the bag and we'll take a close-up look at it. So Jim is acting as an agent, selling a whole bunch of this stuff for a friend of his. And we're talking like hundreds of pounds of it. And some of this stuff is really gemmy quality. And he sent me a few pieces here that are gemmy quality for sure. It's beautiful stuff. I'm going to set aside a few of these, and probably in the future I will be making cabochons out of them because they are just absolutely gorgeous. We have a friend up in Wyoming who makes jewelry, and we'll probably send her a couple pieces of this stuff for her to make some jewelry out of. And I'm going to tumble a few pieces of it too. Probably the ones that have a lot of rind on them. I will tumble them. Jim says that rind will come right off quick. And he says this stuff's fairly soft, so it shouldn't need to be in rough for very long. And it will tumble up absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, I'm believing him. And believe me, the color on this stuff is so much nicer than what my camera is rendering. This has really got some gorgeous greens to it. Got a lighter green, deeper green, sort of deeper yet, and then lighter again. It's just kind of all over the green spectrum, And like I said, there's a few pieces here that are real gem quality. That one there has already been partly polished on one side. So, yeah, this stuff's going to shine up, polish up, absolutely gorgeous. Make some great cabs out of it. It will be beautiful stuff. Thank you very much for this, Jim. I appreciate it. I know this stuff wasn't cheap. Thank you. As usual, buddy, I owe you. I mean, you're dead again. So let me put this stuff away, and we'll look at what's in the other package. So what's the story on this package? Well, as I said earlier, I was supposed to be at the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show right now. But, we were doing some traveling. We went to Antarctica, which was amazing. I'll put a link to that video in the upper right. Actually, it's 2 videos, so I'll put a link to the first one in the upper right. You can watch the second one if you like. Had an amazing time in Antarctica, just amazing. And then after that, we went to Easter Island. And Easter Island really, really blew my socks off. It was just fantastic. I'll put a link to that video in the upper right, Easter Island. Check them out. 2 bucket list trips, it rolled into one, really. And if any of you out there get a chance to go to either place or both, I highly recommend it. It'll knock your socks off, trust me. But coming back from Easter Island, we spent some time in South America, in Chile, and, well, I came down with some sort of South American bug that I had a hard time getting rid of. And it's been over a month, and I'm only just starting to feel better. So I had to cancel my trip to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, unfortunately. And I was very sad about that. So to help get over that, I did a little retail therapy, and I got on eBay, and I was looking at some rocks to buy. So I bought myself some rocks. I was planning on coming back from Tucson with a ton of rocks in tow. But, well, that didn't happen. So I got to get my rocks some other way. So I was looking around on eBay, and they had some interesting stuff on there. Let's see what we've got here. Again, once I get this open, I'll give you a close-up look at it, what it is. Ah, yes. So I bought a couple of different types of rocks. This looks to be the leopard skin Jasper. So let's get some of it out and get a close-up look at it. Probably have to wet it down. The photos made this stuff look like it was going to be amazing to tumble. Oh yeah, some of these look cool. Oh yeah, I'll get you a close-up look at this, and we'll wet it down and see what it looks like. So here we are. Here's the leopard skin Jasper. Let's wet it down. Ah, look at that. Oh, as per usual, my camera is not rendering the colors as nicely as they are to the eye. But look at the leopard spots on that. Yeah, this stuff's going to tumble up amazing. Wow. Look at the patterns in there. Wow. This stuff is seriously cool. Yeah, I thought it looked, whoops, the wind's blowing the papers around. I thought it looked pretty good in the photos on eBay. So, yeah, this one's kind of plain. Yeah, it has areas. It has areas, yeah. But, oh, yeah, I'm liking that. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of leopard skin Jasper. If you have any experience with it, let me know if you'd like to see me tumble it. If you'd like to see a video on what this stuff looks like tumbled and how well it tumbles. Let me know. Might make a video of that just to satisfy your curiosity. All right, let's move on. Let's look at the next thing I bought as retail therapy. So before we move on, I thought I'd show you how much I paid. It was $23.19 with shipping and tax. It came out to $28.56, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with it. I think these are going to tumble up absolutely gorgeous. Going to be really eye-catching rocks. The nice little note put in there. So this came from Rock and Tumble is the name of the seller. I'll try to remember to put links to the eBay sellers on the stuff I bought in this video description for you, in case you want to get any of this stuff from them too. So, okay, let's move on to the next thing. All right, so next thing, from the same eBay seller, I think, how much did I get this time? I must have got like 3 pounds of this stuff, I think it was. Where's the paperwork? Here it is. So this is moss agate. Looks like I got 3 pounds of it. $39.99 subtotal, $3.50 shipping, $304 tax, so total of $46.53. Let's see what this stuff looks like. Again, I'll unbox, I'll unbag some of it here and give you a close-up look at it wet. The photos, again, it looked pretty amazing. Let me zoom in on that, and we'll get a good look at it here, wet it down. Pretty green color to it. So I'm assuming with a name like Moss Agate, it's got some moss in it. Let me see if I can find some moss. That's got moss in it. Yeah, that's got moss. Yeah, holy cow. I might have to get my phone out and give you some closer up pictures so you can see the fine detail in some of these rocks. There's a lot of green moss in them, green dendrites. Okay, very cool. Yeah, some of these are going to tumble up amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, let me give you a close-up with my phone on a couple of these. So I hope that shows up. I mean, there is green moss inside there. That's going to look amazing tumbled. Some of these are kind of opaque looking. There you can just kind of see the green moss in that one. That one's a much darker green. Seems to show up better in the lighter ones here. Oh yeah, there's some green, dark green moss in there, maybe even blackish moss. Oh yeah, look at the moss in that. All right, cool. Yeah, so this is pretty neat stuff. I think this stuff's going to tumble up really nice too. So that's great. And again, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any experience with this kind of stuff. Let me know if you'd like to see it tumbled up. We'll know how it tumbles, what it looks like after it's tumbled. I think some of these are going to be amazing. And this is only one bag. I got two other bags over here I haven't even got into yet. So, wow, way cool. I think the lighter ones, yeah, look at them. I don't know if that's showing up. Look at the moss in that. The lighter colored ones, you can really see the internal moss. But I'll bet a lot of these darker ones, once they're tumbled and polished, you'll be able to see the moss inside a lot easier. Very, very cool. All right, like I said, I'll try to put the eBay seller's name down in the video description. So if you're interested, you can buy some of this too. Well, I got a bunch of great stuff here so far, but wait, the retail therapy isn't done. I was really down in the dumps about not being able to make it to the Gem and Mineral Show this year, so I kind of whipped out the credit card and did some crazy buying. So I got one more item. I'll show you. I got to zoom out a little bit. So this is a rock grabber. And what this does is this will hold irregularly shaped rocks in your saw so that you can get extra slices off of them. You know, if you've got a rock that's just a weird shape, you can't clamp it and take slices off of it, you can clamp it in this and then take slices off of it out here. Or if you've got a rock where you've taken so many slices off and you're down to a little nub and there's just not enough room to clamp it and get another slice, well, you can clamp it in this and slice it again. I mean, here's a piece of purple saginate my buddy Jim again in Phoenix sent to me. And I have not cut this yet, Jim. I've had this for, what, a year now? And I haven't cut it yet because I had no way to clamp it with its irregular shape. And I've got a lot of other irregular shaped rocks I can't clamp. And rocks that I've taken a lot of slabs off of. And we're down to just a little nub, and I'd like to get more. But there's just no way to clamp them. But with this thing, you can do that. You can clamp it in here. You can move this up and down. You can move these bolts in. And you can grab onto an irregularly shaped rock like this and hold onto it and start taking slices off of it again. So I've been wanting one of these for a while. And again, this is an eBay purchase. Several of the large lapidary supply companies out there do make things like this. But I couldn't find one. They were all sold out of stock. So I found this one on eBay, and I don't think he has a lot of them, although I will try again. Remember to put the eBay seller's name down in the video description. I think he has a very limited quantity of these, so I will also try to remember to put links to the big lapidary suppliers that sell these. You could probably get them cheaper from them if they're in stock. This cost me $60 plus tax and shipping, but it was really the only one I could find. Everybody else was sold out. So you know, a little pricier than I wanted to go, but hey, I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. It's also slightly bigger than some of the other ones I saw, so I can hold slightly bigger rocks. Yeah, here's this geode. This is kind of like the symbol of my channel. If you look up in the upper uh, left corner of the channel there. So, but I could clamp this in here, and I could take, you know, slices off of this really easy. And there's no way I could really clamp this very well in the saw and get a bunch of slices off of this. But I could clamp like only a quarter inch of this and take, you know, 3/4 good slices off of here easy if I wanted to. So this is going to come in really handy. I think you're going to see this in quite a few future videos where I'm using the big 16-inch lapidary saw over there and cutting stuff. So, hey, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see this in use in the lapidary saw, because I've got a lot of stuff I can cut with it that is just going to be very, very difficult or impossible to hold on to otherwise with the clamp that came with the saw. So, I think this is going to get a lot of use. You clamp a rock in it, you clamp this into the saw clamp, and then you start cutting, slicing and dicing. It slices, it dices, it juliennes. Yeah, it's almost like it was made by Ronco. Anybody remember the old Ronco commercials? I'll bet you do. All right. Well, I guess that's about all I've got for today. That's my retail therapy, my consolation prizes for not making it to the Gem and Mineral Show in Tucson this year. And come hell or high water, I'm going to do my best to get there next year. And I'm going to come back with a lot of great rocks. I'll get to see my buddy Jim, and everything will be wonderful. This year, it just didn't quite work out. But hey, we've got this good stuff to compensate for it. But anyway, I think you're going to see a bunch of this stuff in future videos. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.